Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In my last video I discussed about functions and methods in Java. I had also made a schedule that I will be uploading the user-defined function and the predefined functions in Java video. After a few videos, I will make a compilation of all the Java main basic key points of Java and how to improve coding in Java. Basically, today we are going to talk about operators in Java. I'm going to put back my list into the basics. First I will clear the basics and then I will move on to advanced topics slowly. So yeah, let's talk about operators in Java. So basically Java provides many types of operators which can be used according to the need. They are classified based on functionality. They provide several processes. They can be used in several, like if we are using, for example, in mathematics we have several operators: the plus sign, the minus sign, multiply sign, divide sign, and several other signs. Similarly, we have several signs, or basically symbols, in Java which have a particular functionality or purpose, and they help to make a process easier as well as to perform several activities or functions in Java. First of all, we are going to talk about the arithmetic operators. The arithmetic operators are used to perform simple arithmetic operations, like in mathematics, we used to study plus minus, the division and multiplication symbol. But in Java, we have also a modulus symbol, which helps us to return the output as the remainder of the total input we have entered. So I'm going to write some examples. First of all, I'll create a class and then I'm going to show you the work of the operators, arithmetic operators. So here I declare to the values. Here I declare two variables in which I have assigned the values as in first variable A, whose variable is A, I have assigned a value as 5, and the second variable is B, whose value is 2. After that, I'm going to use a function. Basically, this is an addition function I'm using, but I have not defined it, or I have not put it into a such manner that it is an addition function. It is the return type is still void. Now I'm going to use, first of all, I'm going to use addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, and modulus function. I have also showed these functions in my last video in the methods of Java, but I'm going to show it here right now. In C, this is the third variable in which I'm going to store the value of the sum of the first and the second variable. And then I'm going to print it. Here, now here the output will be equal to 7. First of all, the value of A is 5, B is 2. So when I create a third variable and add these values, the output is 7, and we'll print 7 as output. And here in this total, this is the expression. These A, B, and C are the operands. Equal to and plus are the operators. Operands are basically those variables or entities which take part in the functionality of an expression, or while a process is being applicable on a expression, while a process is going on a expression, whereas the operators are the one which perform the functionality. For example, add, it will to add to, for example, the plus sign, it will add two values, and the values which are being added are known as the operands. They basically participate the values without doing any functionality, and the operators do functionality and do participate in the process which is being applicable on the expression. And similarly, if I use the minus symbol here, so simply as in mathematics it will subtract the value and give the output as 3. Now let's move on to the multiplication symbol. In mathematics we use cross as the multiplication symbol, but here we use the asterisk sign. It will give the output as 10. Simply it is going to print 10 on the output terminal window. And now if I use the modulus, this is the divide function. First of all, I'll do the modulus function. If I use the modulus operator, these all are predefined operators developed by the Java engineers using several type of functions and coding syntaxes, etc. So we could use it directly into our codes to make it easier. Modulus function basically returns the remainder of the expression. For example, if I divide 5 by 2, I mean 5 divided by 2, the answer would be 2.5, right? Wait a second, 2.50. But if I wait a second, but if I use the modulus function, it would return the value as 1. Because if we divide this by 5 by 2, the quotient will be 2.50. But in simple mathematics, while we don't consider decimal, we just take the integral value and put it into the answers. The quotient will be 2 here, not put 2.50 because that is exact value, but 2 will be the quotient, whereas 1 will be the remainder. So basically the divide function gives us the exact value of the quotient, whereas the modulus function gives us the value of the remainder as per the basic mathematical principles we use while dividing, right? Like I'll give you another example. If I use here 8, so the remainder will be 0 because 8 is divisible by 2. If I use 9, the remainder will be 1. For example, now there is a question that if the first value is less than the second value, then by default the Java will return the first value itself. For example, if I write 1 and then modulus 10, in this the first value, which is less than the second value, will be the output, will return itself as it is without any change or any of the processes occurring in that expression. Now let's move on to unary operators. Unary operators need only one operand. These are used to increment, decrement, or negate a value. Now I'm going to make a function in which I'm going to show the functionality of the unary operators. Public void input 1. For example, I create a for loop. If you have difficulty in understanding the for loop, then I'm going to make a video in the future. Be sure to comment it down in the comment section if you have difficulty in understanding the for loop. I create a for loop. I basically printed the value of a. Now I'm going to use, they basically in unary operators there are two type of operators: post increment or pre increment or post decrement. Sorry, I'm just fumbling with my words. Pre increment, post increment, pre decrement, post decrement. So first of all, I'm going to show you the post increment operator. If I use a plus plus here, first in this the value of a is 5, but after coming Java compiler uses this expression into the functionality of the program, the value of 5 will become 6. The value of 5 will be changed into 6. And next time when the value of a is equal to 6, so when it increases, the value of a will become 6 plus 5, that is 11, because it will increase the value by 5, right? So it will print 11 here. next time, it will keep on printing and increasing the value by 1. Like for the next time it will print 18, because if we increase 11, no, it will print, yeah, it would print 17, because if we increase the value of 11 by 1, that is a plus plus, after the operation of the Java, it will become 12, and we add 5, that is 17, and we'll keep on increasing like this by 6 every time, because 5 is increased, for the value of a is getting increased by 5 in the for loop, whereas we are increasing the value of a by 1 using the post increment operator. If I use a post decrement operator, sorry, if I use the post decrement operator, then it will decrease the value by 1. For example, if I increase the value of a by 5 in this for loop, the next value will be less than the next, the output will be 1 less, because I have decreased the value from 5 to 4. I'm decreasing, I'm doing this simultaneously. I'm increasing the value of a by 5 in the for loop, and in the syntax of the for loop, I'm decreasing the same value of a by 1. So basically it will keep on increasing by 4. So the rate is 4. Like in physics we do acceleration, that is the rate of change in speed or change in velocity. Similarly, the rate of increase of a's value is 4. Sure, there is no units. Now similarly, there are several other operators, but first I'm going to come on to the prefix operators. The prefix operators are used like this in the syntax. Minus minus a will decrease the value of 5 to 4, similarly as the postfix operator. But the actual difference here is that the postfix operator decreases the value after the operation, and the prefix operator decreases the value before the operation. There is a huge difference between the postfix and the prefix operators, which I'm going to explain. The prefix operators, if I define it in if I define it in the proper language, then I would say that prefix operators are a mathematical notation in which operands precede their in which operators precede their operands. For example, here the operators are preceding the operands, right? And postfix operators are those values in which the operators succeed there or follow their operands. For example, a plus plus or a minus minus. In the prefix operators, they follow the operator operand syntax, whereas the postfix operators, they follow the operand and operator syntax. Operator is written before the operands in prefix, and operator is written after the operands in the postfix. We could also say that the prefix operators are known as Polish notations, and the postfix operators are known as reverse Polish notations. There are several prefix and postfix operators which are bind with unary, binary, and ternary types. But first of all, these were the unary operators, and I have also shown their functionality in the for loop. Now I'm going to proceed. 1 second. Let's delete these. Yep. And now I'm going to talk about the assignment operators. First, I had explained that the equal to sign is also an operator. So assignment operators are basically equal to sign, in which we are going to assign the value or a particular constant to a variable. We will store that entity of that constant into the variable. For example, a equal to 5. So the value of a will always be 5. In this case, it will not change until I put a condition here. So the value of constant remains same throughout the Java program. And there are several compound statements, even because this is a simple statement. If I use several compound statements, for example, is equal to 5, and then a plus is equal to 2. If we decode this, it would become equal to, I would write just in front of it, a is equal to a plus 2. So the value of a will keep on increasing by 2 every time if I pass the value of a as 5. So the Java compiler will not check the value of a here. First of all, it will go on the right side of the expression. It will input the value of a as 5, and then it will assign the value that is 7, 5 plus 2, 7, into the value of a. So the previous value of a was 5. Now the value of a will be vanished, 5 will be vanished, and the value of a will become 7. Now next time the Java compiler will input 7 into the input value on the right hand side of the expression, and increase the value of a by 2, and the value will be a will be 9, and it will keep on increasing till infinite terms. Similarly, if we use a 5, so basically if we decode this, it is a is equal to a multiplied by 5. Similarly, there are several compound statements which I'm going to talk about in a detailed video. I will make a separate video on these compound statements. Then let's go on to relation operators. Relational operators. Now, I forgot to tell you that there are three type of operators in Java. There are three type of operators: assignment operators. Wait a second, typo. Relational operators, logical operators. These are the main operators which are used for the functionality of several processes, but there are several other categories even, such as assignment operators, unary operators, binary operators, and ternary operators. By the way, I'm using a documentation comment here if you're interested to know. These are the main categories of operators. Now we are going to talk about relation operators. Relation operators are made up of two operators. The operators, first of all, are equal to, then not equal to, less than equal to, greater than equal to, and greater than. Wait a second. Less than equal to, greater than equal to, less than, greater than. These are the some of the relation operators. Equal to returns true if left hand side is equal to the right hand side. For example, 5 is equal to 5, so it will return true. And the value of a is equal to 5, and then I compare the value of a equal to 5, so hence it would return true. The second operator is not equal to operator. It returns true if left hand side is not equal to the right hand side. Basically, it works in reverse coherence with the first, the double equal to operator. If a is equal to 5, I assign the value is equal to 5, and then I make a condition that I tell the Java compiler to check if a is equal to 6. So a is not equal to 6, right? So it will return true because a is equal to 5. If I put here a is equal to sorry, I used equals equal to function, so I is equal to 6. So here it is true because a is not equal to 6, a is equal to 5. But if I use the value of a is not equal to 5, so it will return false because actually a is equal to 5, right? So let's move on to the next operator. Less than equal to. Less than equal to returns true if left hand side is less than or equal to the right hand side. A is less than equal to 5. In this we have two conditions. If a is less than 5 and if a is equal to 5. Either of them is correct, then the total turn output will be true. Or if both are wrong, if a is less than, right? We have used the word or. If we had used the word and here, like if returns true if left hand side is less than and equal to the right hand side, then both the conditions would have been true to return the output as true. But here either of them are true, then the total output would be true. Suppose I assign a value of a is equal to 2. A is less than 5, which is true. A is not equal to 5, yeah, that is true. A is equal to 5, that is false. So a is less than 5, one of the conditions is true. So the total output the Java compiler will return will be true. But if we had used the word and here, like in logical operators, then this would not have been the result. So anyways, let's move on. The greater than, it has the same function if one of the values is greater than, and there are two conditions. For example, if a is equal to 2 and we assign and check the value of a, if a is greater than 5 and if a is equal to 5, a is not equal to 5 because a is equal to 2 and a is greater than 5, that is also false because both are false. A is 2 and a is not greater than 5, so the total output will be false. It works similar to the less than equal to function, and we also know the less than function. A is equal to 2, a is less than 5, true. A is less than 1, false. And then the greater than function, I mean the greater than operator. The greater than operators works similar. For example, if a is equal to 2 and a is greater than 5, that is false. That is false because a is not equal to, because a is not greater than 5, right? And if a is less than 1, for example, suppose I put the value as a is less than 1. No, a is greater than 1, so it would be true. Actually, I got a bit carried away. I was thinking of something else to do which I was not able to type correctly. Actually, yeah, so let's move on. First of all, I would erase this. First of all, I would erase, and yeah, now let's talk about the logical operators. These operators are used to perform logical as well as logical and illogical OR operation. The function similar to AND gate and OR gate in digital electronics is same as that of logical operations in Java or any other language. One thing to keep in mind is that the second condition is not evaluated. The first one is false. That is, it is a short circuiting effect used extensively to test for several conditions for making a decision. Because if we use this logical operators in a condition, for example, A and B, A double and B, the AND logical operator. So it will check both the values, if A is also equal to B or if B is also equal to A. That is the, I'm going to explain this by using an example. We use the if condition here. If a is equal to for example, if a is equal to b, if a is equal to b, and wait a second, yep, and a is equal to c. Suppose the value of a here is equal to 1 and the value of b is equal to 2 and the value of c is equal to 3. Let's suppose the a's value is 2. A is equal to b. 2 is equal to 2, it is true. Whereas a is equal to c. 2 is not is equal to 3, it is false. Hence, we are using the AND operator here. I told you earlier while I was explaining the relational operators in less than equal to or greater than equal to, we use the OR word. OR word in either of the conditions can be true, then the total output will be true. But if we use the AND condition, and if both the conditions are true, then only the output will be true. Otherwise, if one of the conditions is false, then the total output will be false. If both the conditions are false, then the output will be false. If first is false, second is true, the output is false. If the first is true, second is false, the output will be false. If both are true, then the output will be true. If both are false, then the output will be false. Similarly, we use OR. OR basically checks. I had told you earlier we were using OR. So here either of the value is correct will print true. If a is equal to b, if this is the first is true and the second is false, it will print true. If the first is false, second is true, it will print true. If both are true, it will print true. If both are false, it will print false. Right? Now I'm going to come on to the ternary operator. The ternary operator, I've explained the assignment operator, that is equal to sign. I'll write them here. The relational operator, that is equal to, not equal to, less than equal to, greater than equal to, less than, and greater than. Then the logical operators and or. Assignment operators, I've written it again. My god. Unary operators, I've discussed. Postfix and prefix. Binary operators, every operator is a binary operator because it can act on two values. Ternary operators have a separate syntax. They use a separate syntax according to their functionality. I'll just show you the syntax. 1 second. Yeah. First of the basic syntax is here. Condition question mark if true colon if false. For example, I assign the value, I declare a variable as a or ti, which is equal to 5 or suppose 7, and I check. I don't write if or anything else. I just write a is equal to a is equal to 5 question mark, and then I print true and a colon, and then I print false. Now in this case, the question mark is acting as a if statement. If a is equal to 5, first of all, just get the thought process of reading this statement as if a is equal to 5. If the statement is true, then the first condition is getting executed. If it is false, then the second condition is getting executed. For example, if a is equal to 5, then it will print true, or if a is not equal to 5, it will print false. So in this case, oh sorry, it is ti. If ti is equal to 5, it will print true. If ti is not equal to 5, it will print false. Ti is not equal to 5, right? So it will print false. So these were the basic operators which we talked about today. And otherwise, there are several other operators like bitwise operators, shift operators, etc., and instance of an operator. And then there is also the precedence of the operator, as well as associativity. I'll talk and I'm thinking to make a video separate on interpreters and compilers, etc., and the history of Java, making an animation video of history of Java. And yeah, I will keep you updated with fresh content regarding programming languages and programming. You Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.